you contested in Aljunied, and Mr. Lau, afterwards it been reported that he said all the reasons why the WP, the WP did not perform as well among the Malay community as they would have hoped. This time around you're standing again for elections. How do you think you can, or what have you been doing to overcome this idea that you can't reach out to the Malay community? Could I ask you to respond first in English and then also in Malay for the Malay colleagues?
First and foremost, I have to say this, that one is an assumption, a speculative assumption, that the Workers' Party at that point in time lost the Malay votes, right? Because vote is a secret. So we will not be able to conclude exactly what happened, right? On that particular area, which was contested by Zainal Abidin, so in certain areas I did manage to get something like about 40% of the votes, 40%, which is quite near to 44%. And this is the point I'd like to make, is because, you see, the PAP keep on do gerrymandering on constituencies. So that will not give us enough time, to connect with the voters or with the residents. You have to give us ample time so that we can get our message across to the voters. Nevertheless, based on that speculative assumption that let's say we did lose Malay votes in that particular constituency, which is Aljunied constituency. That is why there is also a certain conclusion that it could be because certain sections of the Malay community are frightened to vote for the opposition. Because maybe some of them felt that their votes can be traced. So it's because of that we decided that we need to give a clear explanation, actually, what is the process of voting. Voting is safe, it is secret, it cannot be traced, it is your right to vote in secrecy, it is the citizen's right. So this is the process that which I feel that if we keep on conducting to empower the Malays with more information, and then they become a very well-informed society, they would, by and large, proceed themselves with us to build a first world parliament. And thank you. Jadi seperti saya sudah terangkan tadi, berkenaan kita berpendapat ketika itu berdasarkan satu anggapan bahawa yang bersifat spekulatif, yang di mana kita berpendapat itu merupakan satu anggapan spekulatif yang ada kemungkinan kita kehilangan undi-undi Melayu. Berdasarkan anggapan spekulatif itu, kita meneruskan satu usaha untuk memberi penerangan kepada masyarakat Melayu khususnya, yang kita rasa mempunyai kekhawatiran bahawasanya undi itu tidak bersifat rahsia dan mereka akan ditindas kalau mereka mengambil sesuatu keputusan menyokong pihak pembangkang. Dan kita telah berusaha untuk memberikan mereka satu maklumat bahawasanya memang menjadi satu hak asasi bagi tiap-tiap rakyat Singapura. Mereka itu boleh mengundi dalam keadaan penuh rahsia dan tidak ada siapa yang boleh mengesan undi mereka itu. Jadi inilah memang usaha-usaha kita untuk memberikan maklumat sebanyak boleh agar masyarakat Melayu lebih bersifat informatif, bermaklumat, dan mereka juga dapat bersama-sama kita untuk menghayati apa yang kita panggilkan sebagai parlimen bertaraf dunia pertama.
Just for a question, So in this case, are you then saying that what Mr. Lau's remarks at the time were just entirely speculative assumption? So this time around, where have you been working, and how do you think that you will be able? How else are you going to convince them or reach out to the Malay community apart from convincing them that the votes are secret?
Well, you have to say that even the Prime Minister has been speculative, right? Because vote is a secret. You can't predict accurately. Look, this is what happened. Otherwise, you are telling the wrong look. Or it's a scare tactics to tell the people, look, I know who are you voting for. It means that the vote has no secret. Of course, it's speculative in nature. Regarding about what I mean, of course, I've been doing the groundwork. Which constancy, you will know on nomination day. But again, I have to emphasize this point. This cannot carry on forever. You see, it's in our manifesto. You see, the government cannot just keep on doing gerrymandering on constituencies and not allow us to communicate effectively our message to the residents, to the voters of that particular constituency. You cannot just have, you don't expect us to have a new constituency and then we come in, we just campaign for maybe 1 month. Is that fair to us? Is that fair to Raizan Yaakob? Is that fair to other my colleagues in the Workers' Party? It's not fair. It's unbecoming of a first world parliament. That's what I say.
Can I just also add to what Raizan said? We do not see, this task of, let's say, winning support from whichever voters, even in minority groups, as the sole responsibility of our minority members. We take it as a collective responsibility. So, I think that the questioning really should be a bit more broad-based, because I don't think it's fair to put that question directly in that way.
Yeah, the other thing it is, I've explained, I believe, at previous press conference, the reason why we might have lost the Malay community's support is because of the awareness. Go and check the reports of Berita Harian, Suria at the last election and see what they report. And you tell me how much would the Malay community know about the Workers' Party and the Workers' Party candidates. And whether we like it or not, media plays a significant role and is a pillar in a democratic society. If the media is not going to play the role to, as what Raizan said, to help to inform the voters, the communities about the other parties' candidates, but rather just the incumbent, the PABs, the ministers, every day on TV, then what do you expect from a community? Can you blame them for not supporting you? The opposition, can you blame them for not being open-minded? So I think the media is the one that probably had to play a role, and you may have to do some introspective as a journalist, as a media. What is your role in a first world country?
Can I get back to what Law Minister said about first world parliament? There was this part where he responded to what we described as the jibe about take the manifesto and read it for the whole time. Then what he said was that whichever is meant by first world debate, and he ignored these remarks. So can we get a direct response to that?
Well, I mean, what he was basically saying was that he doesn't understand our concept. He feels that it is very vague and so on. So I thought we had actually explained it very clearly in our media release, in our manifesto and so on. So I have to assume that he hasn't read those things, because if he had read them, he would be much clearer about the concept. So it was just on the issue itself.
Maybe he has selective reading.